Most important part in the media industry is to have people who understand. Media is not just about what is happening right now. It also stems from understanding the cultures. It also stems from understanding the society itself.
Greetings viewers, welcome back to our channel. It's your host Eve and I'm here with
Willard.
So Willard, tell us about yourself.
Thank you. Greetings viewers, and thank you Eve for having me in this show today. My name is Willard Mapfumo. I am a PhD student with the University of Johannesburg, reading for my Communications and Media Studies PhD.
Okay, interesting, PhD. So, not a lot of people reach this level, right? Yeah. So I want you to tell us about your PhD itself before we go back.
All right, thank you. So PhD in Communications and Media Studies, it's our generally for the people in the media department or the media industry. So the media industry, we're talking about our PR consultants, our PR officers, our journalists, we're talking about our communications and information officers. So that is what encompasses the communication and media field as a whole in general.
Right. Why is it important for us to have them?
For me, it's about the nonsense of communications. We do not study communications for the sake of just sharing and disseminating information.
Yes.
But we need to understand how best can we share information for the good of the public. Just like this show, as we are doing it in a manner that is education, that is disseminating information that is educated to the people, be it to the students, be it to the people in the rural areas, be it people in the urban areas. So it's more about what is it that we need to know or understand better about communication.
Okay, interesting. So what inspired you?
Growing up, I've always wanted to be a teacher, but I was shy though. So I thought of a way how to curb this. So I was inspired growing up in a Christian home, always teaching, always preaching. So I said, no, I want to be a lecturer. I want to be a teacher. So I'm taking PhD as a way or as a form of becoming a lecturer within the communication field.
Okay, interesting. So, all right. So why did you decide to go to a PhD?
It is the only way that I can become a lecturer. A lecturer. So most of the times you cannot be a lecturer with a master's or with an honors degree. You need to have a PhD.
Okay. So everyone that wants to be a lecturer, they need to do a PhD.
One way or the other, they need to end up with a PhD. Though we do have different kind of lecturers within any field. One can be a lecturer with a master's. One can, but for you to be an expert within the field, you definitely need to have a PhD. Yes.
So I want you to take us back to your O level, and then going to your masters.
Okay. So originally I'm from Zim, right? So I did my primary school and my A levels in primary school, secondary level through to A level in Zim. I come from Norton. That is where I did my primary school at Chedza Primary School, my ordinary level at St. Eric High School. Then my advanced level, I did my advanced level focusing on arts. That was my combination. That was divinity, history, and literature in English. And I passed, terribly, 13 points. Then straight from there, I went to honors at Midland State University. That's where I did my first degree in media and communication studies.
Right.
Yes.
So looking back from O level and now, what would you say about yourself?
I've grown. I've developed. I do have a number of flaws and weaknesses. I would just call them lessons that I've learned along the way. But I've learned quite a number of things that have brought me to where I am today.
So did you face any challenges or failures from your degree to where you are right now?
Yeah, I would be lying if I say I didn't face any challenges. Every man obviously faced a number of challenges. From my A level, the first challenge was every guy who does divinity, literature, and history wants to do law. But because of my points, I was not qualified for law. So law was my first priority. Media studies was my second option. So being rejected into law, that was my first heartbreak. That was so terrible. But along the way, when I was accepted into media and society studies at Midland State University, I fell in love with communications. I fell in love with journalism. I fell in love with film and television studies. But the problem now was I was very, very shy. In as much as communication and media studies want someone who is articulate, someone who can speak in front of confidence. I had to build that. I had to learn to be confident. I had to, so basically it became a skill that I had to acquire along the journey. Okay. But it was tough.
Right. So I want you to tell us more about, you said you were shy, you didn't have, I want you to explain more about that.
I think now, it now comes with the degree now, or even interacting with people. My program itself, it forces me to interact with people. It forces me to go to places. It forces me to be inquisitive. So most of the times you're supposed to be asking questions. You're supposed to be learning new things, learning new cultures, which is something that is terrible given the fact that I was shy. But acquainting myself with guys or even friends who were very, very articulate, who were well-spoken, I had to adapt. So basically, that's how I ended up being able to speak, although I'm still shy.
Okay, interesting. You don't look shy though. Alright, so I want you to tell us more about the media itself.
Okay, so media as a field, or media as an industry. Let me start with it as in the industry itself. I did my master's with University of Zimbabwe. There I was exposed to the media industry itself in general. The media is full of ups and downs. I was majoring in journalism, so to speak, and also minoring in strategic communication. But the media industry today is different from what it was in the yesteryears. Today it has evolved. You can have the skill of being able to speak with people, being able to operate a camera, but if you are not able to evolve technologically, you will always be you will always stay backyard, So with the industry itself now, it now requires people who are equipping themselves with AI. Yes. We need people who know how to prompt, even how to code. This is also required in the media industry itself. So one can have a film in 10 or 30 minutes, desktop-wise. That is the industry itself. Coming to journalism itself, we cannot continue to have people going in places or in different fields to inquire about information, what is happening or who is where. One can even ask ChatGPT. So this is how the media industry is evolving with technology. So people who want to go into media now also need to equip themselves with these technologies.
Okay, interesting. So what are the things you learned coming from, your first year, your degree, and where you are right now? What are some of the lessons that you learned?
The key lesson that I've got is that if you have something that you want, you need to focus and you need to be a principled person. Make sure that you stay on the lane, you stay on that course until you get to where you want to go. So a challenge that we are facing nowadays, or today's youth that are facing, is that people tend to sway around, or even to say, I wanted to do this, or I wanted to do this course, but I was not qualified, and then they give up. I wanted to go to SA, but because of funds, SA schools are expensive, then they give up. But my journey from my first degree, master's, up today to PhD, it has taught me that one needs to be a courageous person, one needs to have a strong will, so that you pursue your goal, you pursue whatever that you want to be, and it is possible. You will be one day.
Yes. Okay. So, right now I want you to tell us about the challenges that you faced besides education itself. Tell us about, like what they describe about varsity. They give you this perfect picture, like everything is perfect, you're a first year university, the life, So I want you to tell us about the challenges that you faced.
Coming to SA, my first challenge was cultural shock. Growing up in Zim, and you all know that Zim is a bit Christian society, but coming to SA now, it was a bit different. The cultural diversity itself, I speak from a communication expert, right?
Yes.
Obviously, I'm supposed to be able to accept different cultures, learn new cultures, but with a Zim background, it was so hard for me to adapt to this. I'm still trying, by all means, to adapt to the new environment culturally, but that was my biggest worry, or my biggest challenge itself, the language barrier. Though it's PhD now, which means English is the mode of instruction, right? Mm-hmm. So everyone is forced to speak in English, right? However, here in SA, they are comfortable in their local languages, in their mother languages. So it's somehow you want to communicate, somehow you want to interact with the guys or with other fellas, but you are forced then to learn one or two pieces of their local language. So language barrier again becomes one of a challenge. So with Zim, I know we have Ndebele. So I had a small background of Ndebele. So adapting to isiZulu wasn't hard again with that background. So I also learned along the way that we need to learn these languages. You, as a person, don't say, I am comfortable with my own local language. When as much as you are in Zim, learn other languages. At least have one or two languages that you learn. You never know where you end up tomorrow,
Yes. So how did you build discipline from your first year to your PhD?
Now, the spiritual life comes into context now. Without that resilience, without the help of God, so to say, we couldn't be where we are today. The principles that we were talking about, they are based or they are backed by Christian values. So if you are coming from a family that has Christian values, Christian basic principles, that is what makes us who we are. So in as much as we interact with different cultures, different people, growing up, even going into varsities, these were our heydays as youth. You want to experiment, you are meeting new people, you want to go partying. But if you know where you are coming from, if you know that I am from a Christian family, this thing, my mother or my parents did not allow me to do this, or at least I was in their house. Why now? So generally, that helped me a lot throughout my first degree, even during my master's. At master's level now already, I was now a young adult, so to say. Yes. I had the freedom to go to places, meet new people, even they were no longer parties, as we can call them in first degrees. But knowing who you are, it helps you stay in the line. So the principles themselves are supposed to come from home. So as they say, home always, you need to know who you are, so that wherever you go, you always have those principles.
Yes. So what advice would you give to people that want to go into media?
Media field or media as an industry has a lot of opportunities, especially nowadays. I've seen with today's technology, everyone can be a content creator, right?
Yes.
Everyone is on TikTok, everyone is on Facebook, everyone is on Instagram. Even when the first thing that you do when you wake up is check your socials, right?
Yes.
So what I would advise people to do now is, if you want to do media, or if you want to go into media industry full time, right, you need to have at least the basic principles or the basic skills. It's no longer about saying outfit of the day, the meal of the day, right? But you need to be consistent in whatever you are doing. Make sure that you have an audience. Make sure that you create your own audience, right? The type of content that you want to share, it needs to speak to a particular audience. So whoever want to come to media nowadays, and learn taking, someone wants to learn or someone wants to acquire new skills about media, everyone is a media person.
Yes.
Everyone. If an accident happens today, tomorrow, or even that moment, you will see that on social media. So automatically everyone is a citizen journalist, right? So the moment you share any information, you become a media practitioner. But what I would advise people now is to do it ethically. That would be my last statement there.
Okay. All right. I wanted you to speak more about the media as well, because this world that we're into right now, a lot of things are being replaced and a lot of jobs. But when it comes to media doesn't get replaced. We can. So I want you to speak more on that.
Yes. So media will always be there. In as much as AI is coming in, we have the robots, ChatGPT. Yes, you can create content with AI, right?
Yes.
You can create a film, you can create a book with even generative AI, right? But behind every AI is a human being. That is what we say in academics, right? So what matters most is who is it that is giving the prompts? How? What prompts? In which modes? Is it? So the most important part in the media industry is to have people who understand. Media is not just about what is happening right now. It also stems from understanding the cultures. It also stems from understanding the society itself. What makes Johannesburg different from KZN? What makes KZN different from Mpumalanga? Right? These different places have different cultures themselves. So whoever wants to come as a media practitioner in any of these regions needs to understand the different cultures within these spaces. You see, I can give you an example, so to speak. Let's say in Harare, right? In Harare, you can have a woman walking along the streets, right? But if she is semi-naked, everyone will go crazy.
Yes.
But here in Joburg, that's normal. That's normal, right? So whoever wants to create content needs to make sure that you understand the context. You understand the background of whoever you are creating the content for. So media itself, I believe you are correct there to say media will always be there. In as much as people are saying times is changing, technology is coming, but media, it will always be there.
Yes. So any last words that you'd like to tell our viewers or people that want to go into media, and also those ones that are currently doing whatever they're doing, but media is everywhere, everyone, so I want you to advise them. Any last words?
So my last words are, as a PhD candidate, right? So my advice would go straight to the guys who are doing their bachelor's their honors and their masters. Though those who are doing masters, white masters level right now, they might understand these things, but the ones who are doing their BA and honors, they think that PhD is an elephant in the room. No, guys.
It is true though, because
yeah, that's what people think. But the thing is, it's nothing. Guys, it is doable. If others have done it, why not you? So if I were to speak to my younger self today, I would say, don't let what people say be a limit to you. The sky is the limit. So even to the guys who are doing their honors right now, don't be scared of what you are yet to see or what you don't know. Just focus on what you are doing at that moment and have a goal to say, I want to be there. And definitely you will be there. But PhD, obvious, what scares most of the people is it's all about research now. So how interested are you in research? Do you love reading? Do you love, are you inquisitive? To what extent do you love generating knowledge? To what extent are you interested in creating knowledge? So in academics, we usually say we don't have knowledge as in plural. We have what we call knowledges. There are now more. It's knowledges. So when it comes to knowledges now, we are saying we are moving from one knowledge to more knowledges. That's what we call to PhDs now. We're saying you need to create. You are no longer just reading. You are no longer just inquiring what others have said, but you need to create. So if you want to create knowledge, if you want to be part and parcel of the content creators, not just the TikToks, but the real knowledge, right? PhD is for you. And the sky is the limit. That will be my last word.
Thank you guys for watching, and please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.